Hi everyone, I'm Valerie Bristen. I'm the village planner for the Village of Homewood, and I'm going to talk to you today about the appearance plan, the zoning ordinance, and how these two intersect when it comes to the landscape design requirements. First up, the most important thing to know is that the zoning ordinance sets the law. These are requirements for new developments or changes and expansions to existing development. On top of that, the appearance guidelines that we're talking about layer in recommendations about more nuances to how those laws are being met. The village adopted a new zoning ordinance in January of 2023, and that introduced new landscaping requirements that previously we did not have. And those come into four different zones. The first one we'll dive into is building foundation landscaping. As the name implies, this is the area around the edge of the building where plants help to visually improve the property, lend beauty, and just soften the architecture. So here's a good example at Aurelio's where they've used evergreen shrubs and some deciduous plants to make that transition between the sidewalk and the building, and even they wrap around the side of the building a little bit with the evergreens. Next, we'll talk about parking lot perimeter landscaping. This is the area that wraps around the edge of the parking lot adjacent to the street. And the purpose of the landscaping is to help lessen the visual impact of the parked cars. So by using low plants and trees, these offer shade, they cool the area, absorb stormwater, and then also create that visual screen. In most areas of Homewood, the required zone will be 7 feet wide, but along the Halsted Street corridor, where buildings are set back further from the street, there's a greater requirement. And this integrates a previous plan, the Halsted Street corridor landscaping plan, to beautify the highly trafficked shopping center district. Once we move inside the parking lot, there's also requirements. This can be in the form of islands or medians like you see here. And the new zoning ordinance requires trees in every island and then grasses and shrubs in the median like you see. Portillo's, they're also using ground cover, which is the low growth material. These all help to reduce air temperature and absorb storm water. And then lastly, the transition zone. This is something you might not even notice because it's meant to create a buffer between different use types. So here at Waltz, the buffer is actually 20 feet wide, which is the largest we would require. It has great old growth trees and helps to screen between the activity of the grocery store, commercial activity that might have light or noise, to the residences that are behind. So that's all I've got today on the landscaping requirements of the zoning ordinance. Thanks for listening.